Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with gentleman watch collector and dealer Maxime Groosman, a good friend of mine who earned his stripes in the art world and is now also into the watches, right?
Right, yeah.
There are pretty much common grounds in art and watches, I believe. And also you have a clientele that's not only interested in paintings anymore, but watches as well.
Exactly. So that's how I kind of stumbled into it.
And you're able to source some of the most amazing and hard to get watches. Many of them are in front of us. I just had a quick glance. I'm already pretty much blown away, but we'll have a closer look in depth in this video. I hope you enjoy it. So before we go over to these watches in front of us, I noticed you were wearing the Nautilus 3800.
Yes, it's a beautiful piece. I just love it because you can wear it with anything really.
True.
You know, you can wear it with a t-shirt and jeans, you can wear it with a suit. It's a pure classic.
And size-wise, would you prefer the 5711 or 3700 over the 3800?
I don't know, to be honest, because I also have a 5711, which I really like, but I have rather small wrists, you know, so for some reason I think this is also something that fits me quite well, which I also have with the older Rolexes, you know, the 36 millimeters, and I don't know.
This one really, it wears a little bit similar like a Datejust.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
saw you had a gold Datejust in your collection as well,
yeah.
Or a 36 millimeter Day-Date. It's perfect to wear it on a daily occasion. With the blue dial especially, you can fit it perfectly with a classic outfit like a shirt or a suit, but also with a more informal wear.
Absolutely. And also times kind of changed, you know, like a couple of years ago, maybe 10 years ago or so, the watches were really getting bigger. And now I feel that they're actually getting smaller, that people start to really appreciate smaller models. Again, even taller guys,
True.
bigger guys, you know, that wear 36.
True. Then I had one question about the 5726.
Yes.
You chose this piece in white gold on the leather bracelet. Mm-hmm. On a Nautilus, would you like to say you rather go for leather or the integrated one?
I think if it really came down to it, I would say the integrated one, but I like this because it's easier to combine and it looks a bit more casual, if you will. And it's a bit of a switch to the everyday stuff, you know. So also wearing the Daytonas like you do at the moment, for instance. I think it looks very nice, but it has a little extra. I also really like, just bought a 5712R, which comes also on a leather strap, so with a brown strap. And I don't know, it just has something. I really like it.
And they're actually way rarer, the counterparts on leather compared to the ones on the integrated bracelet. They're way rarer, yet way more affordable. Mm-hmm. And I do feel it also kind of wears a little bit like the Aquanaut with the rubber strap. It just feels sometimes a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more under the radar with a strap like this.
And it's quite a price difference, funny enough. So it's sometimes 20, 30K or even more.
I know, it's crazy. I do enjoy the dial layout so much with the moon phase at the 6 o'clock position and obviously the day and date windows. Very cool piece. Would you like to start with the Fp Journes or should we head over to more Gerald Genta stuff with the Royal Oaks?
As you want, both is fine for me. So I was, although very short noticed, able to source quite some nice watches. As I told you before, we were not sure, would we go for a couple of Paul Newmans or would we go for 5402s or would we perhaps go for some APs?
Hard decisions, my friend,
so
wow.
With my part of my personal collection, part of my friend's collection from Ineichen auction house in Zurich, and some other close friends, we were able to source some nice things along these, and I thought it was quite a nice style break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
To have some vintage APs, limited edition. So we have platinum steel, we have gold, we have some closed back cases, some open ones as well, and then Fp Journe, which of course is a total other.
If you would allow me, start in a chronological order with one of my favorite watches. It was featured before in an episode with Gilles. That one was gold and steel. Right. This is a full steel beast, 5402, with the champagne dial.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wow.
And the condition is crazy, huh?
It is very hard to get these in a proper condition, especially because the construction of the bracelet in gold, quite soft. If you wear it often, you will lose a lot of the density, but this model is perfect condition. Extremely nice example with the original crown. The early crowns are not signed AP. Often when you have a replace like a service crown, it does say AP on the crown. This one is the original configuration. And you have a similar model, yet this is a limited edition model with a white dial. They're very similar. And in my opinion, this one with the crystal case back might even be a little bit cooler.
But it's also very interesting to go back to the sizes of the watches, you know? Because with those watches, even if you have a bigger wrist, you know, because it adjusts so perfectly, and this was also in the spirit of Gerald Genta, right? It doesn't really matter because you can have a bigger wrist, you know, if you're used to 42mm watches, for instance, or for the smaller ones, so let's say 36, 38, etc. It really adjusts to the wrist perfectly, so it doesn't really matter if you're kind of a big guy or a smaller guy. It just looks amazing no matter what. So
maybe because of
it's adjustable.
True, maybe because of the ultra thin caliber 2120, which is integrated in this watch. And I like to see it, so therefore a crystal case back always is a good idea, especially if the movement is this well finished as the AP ones are. But condition wise, I have to pick the champagne dial 5402 over this one. Yet it's very cool to see this example because you very rarely see it. I once had one in yellow gold with a gray dial of this reference, but it's cool to have them side by side. Such a classic design.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And you even have more gold APs. I like the perpetual calendar Royal Oak because it combines two of the most important things of the AP heritage, meaning the Royal Oak design, yet incorporating the perpetual calendar.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's beautiful, huh?
Such a cool piece.
It's one of the first ones, by the way. First
True.
one, perpetual calendar, huh?
Yeah. So many people think actually like the Royal Oak really saved Audemars Piguet during the quartz crisis, but it actually also was the perpetual calendar model line. Yet this one combines both. So I think this is, historically speaking, the most interesting watch that Audemars Piguet ever created.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it combines, as you said, the complications with the high-end sports watch in that sense. So it's really speaking to both collectors in that sense, the guys that are pretty much into complications, but also it's a watch that one can wear with a relatively easy style, you know, t-shirt, jeans.
But they appreciate it a lot though over the last few months even.
Yeah.
I
mean,
mean,
the price increases are kind of crazy.
It's mental. I do feel it's justified since the watch is not only very important, but also aesthetically it's so pleasing.
Yeah,
the dial layout itself is immaculate.
And it's timeless really, you know. I mean, if you look back, you know, in the 80s, 90s, or even today, it still looks as cool.
I think it will look as cool in 20 years too.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And it's one of the 4 Audemars Piguet perpetual calendars we have in front of us. Other with a little bit more unconventional design and also material choice.
Yeah, platinum steel.
That is cool.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So we have a couple platinum and steel examples over here. The platinum examples, or the platinum on this watch, is both on the bezel as well as the center link of the bracelet, which is something uncommon yet unconventional thing Audemars Piguet did quite on many models. And this one is my favorite combination, also because of the colors. It's tantale, so tantalum, combined with platinum, which gives it a very, very unique look. This is so strange to see in the flesh. I never saw one in real life. I saw quite some on the internet, but just the glow of the watch, it's something completely incomprehensible. Very cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful, huh? Also the contrast with the dial, I think it fits perfectly. It's very, very nice.
It's so cool to have these in front of us, and one with a skeleton dial.
Yeah.
Do you like those?
I do, but they're a bit wild for my taste. So, you know what I mean? It's a bit too busy.
True.
Makes the watch a bit too busy. So I rather go for the more cleaner designs in that sense.
Yeah, I prefer also the ones without the skeleton dial. I like the tapisserie, which obviously lacks on a skeletonized dial, but this is also very cool.
Yeah.
25820, stainless
the way
steel,
the moon phase comes out of it, huh?
It really pops. If you have to make a decision, you have to choose to wear one or stock one, which one would you go for?
To wear, I'd probably go with this one.
It's the cleanest design.
Yeah, because it's the most understatement, if one can at least say something like that with those watches. But I would definitely go for that one. And to stock, I don't know, probably that one or even the steel platinum, I think is...
But I saw you left one out. The Yves Klein one.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Can I grab it real quick?
Yeah, if you want, sure.
He was only allowed to take 10 watches out, but you know how watch collectors or watch geeks are. It's very hard to choose.
Right.
And this one, unfortunately, didn't make the cut, but we have to include it.
Yeah.
I love the blue. I love the finish of the watch. It's something so special, especially when you're into art and you appreciate Yves Klein, for example. I'll just get it.
Watch. And that's one that is from Ineichen auction house in Zurich. They will be in the next auction. But I really wanted to show it because I just think it's fantastic. Also the colors, the contrast, it's just so cool.
This is art.
Yeah,
this is definitely art. This is beautiful watch. They didn't only make this Yves Klein color on the Canchen Perpetual, but obviously also on a no complication Royal Oak, and even a couple moon phase Royal Oaks or the day and date function ones. But this one is the grill among the Yves Klein. This one featuring a stainless steel case and bracelet. They're also with platinum or in yellow gold. But for me, the stainless steel one is my absolute favorite pick.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is a watch that is high on the list of any collector, let alone if you're into AP. This is probably on top of your list.
Yeah, that's one to stock, huh?
Wow, this one is one to stock also because of the conditions, you know, it's new old stock.
Basically,
sometimes it feels shitty to wear an Audemars Piguet, especially when it's from the 80s or 90s. It's so well preserved for the past 25, 30 years. And to wear it then it feels sometimes a little bit scary.
Absolutely.
Do you like to enjoy your watches, just wear it and go?
Yeah, I do. And also it's also a good introduction, you know, when you meet new people for business deals, whether in the art world or especially in the watch game. It's always kind of like a business card, as such, you know. So you know, okay, this guy is probably into those kind of things. He probably listens to that kind of music. He probably is into this kind of art. It's kind of a personality presentation, I think, slightly. You know, there is a reason why you pick a certain watch, because you want to represent something, or you want to give off a certain image, or you know, there's always something kind of combined with it.
Because so most of your clientele for the watches you met via the art world, right?
Almost all of them, yeah. So now, of course, doing this for about a year now, I start to meet more and more clients just for the watches or through the watches. But the way I started was purely with art collector clients, yeah.
I think there are very few people who are in the watch world for around a year and have 3 Fp Journes in front of them.
Yeah, well, it's
that is uncommon.
It's interesting.
Let's start with my absolute favorite one. I'm not a big Fp Journe. I don't know so much about them, but obviously the Chronometre Resonance is something every watch collector knows, every watch collector enjoys, not only for the design but also for the mechanism.
It's beautiful, and especially look at the dial.
Wow. The layout is perfect, but also the finishing is something that Francois Paul always does right. Look at the backside, man.
That's amazing, huh?
Wow.
And once again, the condition, huh?
So you also are able to get a hold of those watches for clientele?
Yes.
Because I think the Fp Journe especially, I mean any Royal Oak for that matter is hard to get, or the Nautilus of course, but the Fp Journe you really have to have the right contacts and the people in the know who can supply you with these kind of watches.
And they produce very low numbers a year, I think something like 800 or so a year they produce.
Very low, true.
And so through my contacts and through like-minded friends. So as I mentioned before, in the auction world, and also befriended dealers, or funny enough also befriended art dealers that have quite a nice personal collection. So from time to time they're also willing to let one go to perhaps buy another one, or just because of financial gain, let's be honest, you know, but the prices going up the way they go.
Fp Journe is also going crazy.
Absolutely.
But why would anybody ever say goodbye to a remontoir?
I don't know. This
is incredible.
It's beautiful, huh?
This is an insane piece. You have to be like the best friend of Fp Journe to buy this watch from him. Wow, I think...
And how flat it is, huh?
It's incredible, yeah. This one also wears so comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of the sizing, I think it's spot on. To wear this watch, it's a true joy. It's also one of the biggest grails to own in the Fp Journe collecting game. So over here we have two quite complicated watches, and we have a simple one. This might be the perfect Fp Journe for if you're starting your collection or you want to get to know Fp Journe. This is an excellent example with the Power Reserve over here.
Right on the right hand side, yeah.
It is a cool piece. Is it made in platinum? Yeah, platinum.
It is, yeah.
Just like most, with a nice guilloche style, two-tone dial. Once again, a very classic watch, also quite thin.
Yeah, and there again, I mean, they're beautiful pieces, and also aesthetically, they're probably one of my favorite watches ever. But also just how understatement it is. You know, you have a shirt on and a tie, and then a little watch like that doesn't look that special from far away, but I mean, it's just
this one is if you know, you know.
Exactly.
You can walk around this watch. You can wearing a million euro.
A lot of people still don't know yet. You know.
Exactly.
That's what makes it interesting.
But if you know, and let alone like you're sitting in a terrace and you see somebody wearing an Fp Journe, you're like, that's cool. You know,
he knows.
He knows. That is so insane. Although I believe in Switzerland, more people might know the Fp Journe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Talking about your favorite brands.
Yes.
Is this a good selection for that? Because we have obviously AP, Patek and Fp Journe.
Yeah.
No Rolex?
Well, like I said, it was a bit short notice, you know. But in the next episode, I would love to go into especially some vintage Rolexes, you know. So especially the Paul Newman watches have struck me from the beginning. I think it's just so beautiful.
Because I think that's where our contact started.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
About the Paul Newman.
Yeah.
You have an incredible condition Paul Newman.
Yeah.
And to have that watch in your hand also, it really blows your mind.
Yeah.
On a totally different way than, for example, to have a Resonance or a Nautilus. It's also impressive, but a Paul Newman is so historically important, and it's such an interesting watch as well. So I guess we have to do a second video.
Absolutely, yeah. So these I was also able to source from clients. One is from a friend, is a 6241 exotic dial in pristine condition, and the other one is a 6239 Panda dial, also in amazing condition. And that's probably my favorite watch ever, to be honest.
I was wearing a 6239 Paul Newman yesterday. We were talking about it,
yeah,
but I actually dropped it on the ground in the restaurant, so that was quite stressful. But in the end, everything went fine. You know, that's a watch. Movement is not that important, so if you break a balance or whatever, you can replace it. I would feel shittier if I would destroy the tourbillon.
Yeah, that would suck, yeah.
But a watch that possibly has, for me, the most interesting movement is still on the back. So I think
the minute repeater.
Yeah, so I think we need to end with the minute repeater perpetual calendar.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
The 5074 micro roller perpetual calendar minute repeater in platinum with a black dial. I'm blown away. This is one of the most important contemporary creations of Patek Philippe. A minute repeater is something you won't be able to find with Patek Philippe in their current collection under $1 million. So this is a pretty hefty watch, also price range wise. But the way it's been built up, the condition of the watch, it's probably unworn, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody really bought it just to look at it.
Exactly.
I'm afraid.
Put it on the wall.
Can we have a here?
Sure. It's quite something, huh?
That is incredible. Wow. The resonance of the sound is actually best in pink gold. Did you know that? Because of the copper. So it's better to hear it in pink gold than in platinum, obviously.
Should I get a pink gold?
Yeah, please do.
Don't have
We have them in every metal. But on the platinum models, you can see here integrated at the 6 o'clock position a little diamond, which is known by Patek Philippe to do on their more contemporary platinum pieces.
The Nautilus, yeah.
Nautilus as well, because you also had a 5711P, right? The Nautilus. But this watch is something else, man. Wow. There are many watches I've seen in my 7 years of collecting and dealing watches, but this watch is something probably I won't see for the coming 5 to 10 years, I'm afraid. And you're into watches for 1 year and you already have this on the table.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, trying to do my best to please clients and to have fun. That's really what it's all about for me. You know, it's discovering things, meeting new people, and yeah, to exchange the joy of collecting. You know, as an art collector, I started to really enjoy collecting watches, and also the people. They come from all ranges, all sorts. It's just super interesting to see the kind of people that you meet, and also the watches that you see. And I'm still learning, obviously, a lot. So it's always nice to meet
the best way to learn is from other people.
Absolutely, yeah.
And to just handle the watches.
Yeah, and to see them in your hands and to touch them and to look at them and do your own research, and you have people that explain you certain things, and then based on that you go look for yourself, and it's just highly addicting, you know. This is what I know from art collecting, and I think watch collecting is just as bad, you know.
Yeah, but just like a painting, you know, when you see it in the flesh, it's totally different than when you Google a picture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And for this watch, it's the same, you know. When I push the bar and I hear the sound of the minute repeater, it is so much more impressive than reading an article about it.
Absolutely.
And I'm very grateful to see this incredible collection that you have here. Anybody watching that's interested to buy a very unconventional, highly rare and hard to get piece, definitely reach out to Groosman Watch Trading. Thank you so much, Maxime, for showing me these watches.
Well, thank you, Jasper.
And we'll meet each other soon again, huh?
Yes.
Thank you for showing me these artworks.
Well, my pleasure.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to our KOV channel. Hit Maxime up at Groosman Watch Trading. And we hope to see you in the next season too. Cheers.